What is going on, everybody? It is Monday, October 27th, and quickly, I know usually I do box office reports, I review movies, but I wanted to quickly talk about a show that I recently watched Sunday night on the wonderful HBO Max service. It is Welcome to Derry. Oh my goodness, guys! I just got done checking this out. It was about a 50-minute long pilot episode. But if you don't know, if you haven't heard, this is basically a TV series built in the same world as the last couple It movies, Chapter 1 and 2. And I got to say, wow, I watched this last night. It was about 10 o'clock at night. I watched it with my wife in bed. And I got to say, I am really excited about the show and where it's going to go, just the world it's built in. I really enjoyed the first. I really enjoyed the first chapter 1 and chapter 2 It movies, and this definitely has like the same DNA, the same kind of just visuals of it, just beautiful, captivating visuals. Real quick, let me read off just a quick log line of it. In 1962, a couple with their son moved to Derry, Maine, just as a young boy disappears. With their arrival, very bad things begin to happen in their town. Now, real quick, I'm just gonna try not to spoil too much, but if you are very sensitive to spoilers, I would definitely stay away. I'm gonna kind of spoil a little bit of things here and there, but the beginning of the episode starts off with this boy, Matty, who is a troubled kid. He could tell that, his parents don't really take good care of him. He is in a movie theater by himself and eventually gets kicked out of that movie theater and ends up, roaming the streets of Derry, looking for a ride back anywhere outside of Derry, essentially, or basically hitchhiking his way. And then he gets pulled over, or a family pulls over to the side of the road and decides, like, hey, we would love to give you a ride wherever you need to go. And at first you think, okay, this is a very innocent situation. The family is very lovely. They seem like they're very connected. And then as Maddie's in the car, you start to see that something's not right. The things they're talking about, the moments, Maddie notices that the mom is pregnant, and the situation builds and builds and builds until finally Maddie wants to get out of the car, and he tries to jump out, and he hits the mother's stomach, and the mother all of a sudden starts to go into labor, and it's really weird. Her belly is getting all gross and grotesque, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, this freakish baby demon comes out with wings and just starts flying around the car. And it is like, this is like the first 5-10 minutes of the show, and you are just met with like, oh my God, this is where the show's going. It's supernatural horror. It's crazy. And then from there, you don't really see what happens to Maddie. But then as the story kind of progresses in the first episode, you notice that Maddie is no longer there. He's a missing kid, and he's got some so-called, not really friends, but acquaintances that are definitely worried about his well-being. And I mean, like I said, from there, the show just kind of dives into the world of Derry. You follow a Air Force lieutenant, I believe, or I'm definitely getting the title wrong, but you're following his story that he is moves into Derry because there's an Air Force base there, and what you find out is that at this Air Force base there's some suspicious things happening, and there is a lot of awesome mystery to this story that I'm looking forward to it because it's going to build off the lore of It the clown, or Pennywise, not It. And I'm just really excited to see where that goes. It's just the kids' characters are pretty interesting. I think that's one thing I loved about the first couple It movies, or the new ones, and even the old ones, even the old TV series or TV movie, is that they really did a good job of encapsulating what Stephen King does really well. Is he knows how kids talk and how they interact and just building camaraderie. He really captures that well. And I think that's one thing I love about the It series, the movies, is it does that so well. It captures that, and I feel like here you're getting that same sense as well. Now, I will say the end of holy cow, the end of the show does something. The end of this episode does something freaking baller. What you see is that throughout the episode, we're following this group of kids, and you sort of think, okay, as an audience member, we are going to follow these kids, and this is the core group. Well, here's a spoiler. The movie says F that, and Baby Demon comes back in the most creepiest way. He pops out of a movie theater screen, and he just starts murdering these kids that we've been liking and following. And it is the most shocking ending I've ever seen, or one of the most shocking endings I've seen. It kind of reminds me of how the first episode of Game of Thrones ends, where it just leaves you with a shocking moment. And holy cow, I'm looking. Definitely, it makes me want to see what's the next episode going to be like, what's going to happen next in the show. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how this show progresses. And I'm a big fan of Pennywise, just the creepiest, just the creepiness of him. So this is a perfect show just in time for Halloween. I wish it would actually had premiered a little bit earlier, so that way we could be watching the finale around Halloween time. But beggars can't be choosers. But anyway, guys, let me know what you guys thought of it. I thought so far it's a great show. I will say I watch a lot of scary shows with my kids. This one I would be a little bit hesitant, especially where the show ends. I feel like might be a little bit too much for small kids to watch. Spoiler alert, there's kids getting murdered, and they get murdered in pretty horrific fashion. So I would be a little bit wary about watching that with your kids. But overall, really enjoyed the show, guys. Let me know what you think again. And as always, this is Box Office Ricky. Be kind to everyone, and I'll see you guys soon. Thanks.